Bueno, ya iba siendo hora de grabar el siguiente episodio de House of Ashes. No sé cuánto quedará de juego, pero yo creo que queda bastante poco. Pero bueno, ya veremos, porque me estaba acercando a la parte de esa final, no sé. Voy a tapar la pantalla porque tengo dos y me está dando mucha luz, una de ellas. Vale, así está mejor. Ahí está. Pues vamos allá. Bueno, voy a poner el USB. No quiero jugar con el cable. A ver qué decisiones tengo que tomar hoy. A ver si esto funciona, claro. No parece funcionar. Hola, ¿qué pasa aquí? Ah. Continuamos. Me he olvidado los nombres de los personajes, pero bueno. De algunos. Ah, lo miraré rápido en el menú, si es que puedo. Los 4 que quedan vivos, vamos. 4 eran, creo. Alienígena. ¿Será alienígena, seguramente? Eso parece alienígena, como Prometheus.
What is this? Stay close.
Explorar lo desconocido.
This gotta be where those things come from. I think so. The question is, where the hell are they?
Vamos a explorar. Parece muy alienígena.
Stay close. I ain't going nowhere.
Que no hay nada.
How far down do you think we are? Difficult to say. It's easy to lose track of time down here.
Son figuras, eso.
mustn't lose sight of each other down here.
Ahí voy al fondo.
Devil's heat.
Pero creo que es el camino, ¿no? ¿O no? No, no creo. ¿O sí? No, espera, pero que no es el camino.
Slade.
¡No! Me cago en la puta. No sé por qué me dejará escoger.
What do you make of it? This place could have been down here for thousands of years. God didn't make these creatures. No. It's possible we've got this wrong way around. What's that supposed to mean? Maybe we're intruding on them.
No sé si ese es el camino. Entonces, no son alienígenas, son los originales del planeta, ¿o qué?
Is it just me or is it alive?
Voy a inspeccionarlo entonces. Por aquí no hay nada. Ah. Pareció ver algo. Nada por ahí. Yo creo que se ven bastante fácil las cosas. Estas interaccionables. En teoría. Ay, el apoyo aéreo me va a venir muy bien aquí.
Link, check this out. What's up? Music.
That don't sound like any music from where I'm from.
Okay, maybe not music. Could be a language.
You've seen those motherfuckers. They're not exactly the chatty type.
We shouldn't underestimate them. Look at this place. Those things are intelligent.
Dejemos. Ah, puedo volver. Es un bicho. Una estación o algo. ¿Te parece mucho Prometheus?
Slade, check this out. It's one of those creatures, only older.
Ancient.
You don't think it's alive, do you? Touch it,
You touch it.
pussy.
Ja. No sé si debería tocarlo, ¿eh? No. No sé si debería tocar esto. Si me han dado opción de ir hacia atrás y no tocarlo. Bueno, venga, qué coño. Tengo curiosidad. Ah, no me dejan ya. No me dejan tocarlo. Bueno. Tan importante no sería. O sí, igual. No sé. Igual me daba visiones de algo, del pasado o de otros mundos. Ah, nos vamos a quedar con las ganas. Bueno, puedo volver a tocarlo. Habrá que jugar otra vez. Intentar salvar a la gente. Eric, Nick, Rachel, Salim. Vale. Eric murió. Nick sigue vivo por algún lado. Rachel está infectada. Y Salim está aquí conmigo. Hombre, no sé. Es lo lógico. No andar toqueteando cosas que no sabes que te puede causar. Pero igual, sí, me daba... Tengo la impresión de que daba alguna visión de algo del pasado, de los alienígenas estos, yo qué sé. The fuck? What the fuck is this? What?
Holy shit. Look at him.
Check out that armor. This guy's goddamn biblical.
Ah, este era el comienzo.
Oh shit! Did you see that? I think he's still alive.
What the fuck?
That's impossible. In this place, everything's possible. Oh shit! Fucker's been alive all this time, sitting here with half a head.
Dios, qué infierno.
It must have preserved his flesh, his brain. What should we do?
Pues...
We can't leave him like this.
Well, shit. You had enough time to get used to it?
I'm serious. Oh. The noise will attract the vampires. I'll do it.
Ok.
ارتحت دلوقتي في موتك.
Uf, era lo correcto. Era lo correcto. Vaya infierno de existencia eso. Me recuerda a otro juego de terror que tengo también, el Amnesia Rebirth. Hay una cosa parecida. Aunque bueno, de todas formas, ahora que lo estoy pensando, lo de tocar la garra no me ha salido una actualización de estas, como las que hay de rumbos. De Jason no ha tocado la garra o así, así que me imagino que no sería nada peligroso. Pero bueno, aún así, estoy de acuerdo con mi decisión de no tocar cosas peligrosas. Como una garra de un bicho que se puede volver a la vida, yo qué sé. Oh. Esto va apareciendo más salas extrañas. Espera, ¿he visto todo por allí? Por aquí. Nada, por aquí tampoco. No, ok. Mierda, creo que eso no ya llama la atención. estamos en el núcleo. Estos son como estaciones, sí, de control o algo así, en que se sientan los bichos estos. Supongo que para controlar historias. Antes de entrar ahí, bueno, si es que me dejan. Barracones.
Sleep. What is it? I think we hit the mother lode. Thinking what I'm thinking. You thinking baboons? Yeah. And I am thinking what you're thinking.
Hay que destruirlos.
Quietly.
Vale. O sea que no pise estas cosas. Ah, pero ya no puedo volver. Quería volver, joder. Quería explorar y ya está. Joder. Ah, la puta. Sabía que no tenía que pisarlo, pero quería volver para atrás. Mátalo.
I got something for you.
Bueno, pues es que la he liado. Tiene que haber un sigilo.
I'll cover you. Go.
Anda. ¿Qué es eso? Los exploradores esos, de principios de siglo.
Shit, Nicky. You turned up like the fucking cavalry. I thought you were dead.
Not my time.
Good to see you again, man. Take my hand. Colonel didn't make it?
Ahí la cagué.
I'm glad you're here, man.
This place.
Igual era inevitable, no sé. Cámara estelar. Estos son alienígenas seguro.
What is this place?
O terrícolas, primigenios.
We need a plan.
Fuck those things up and get the fuck out.
Good plan.
Sergeant K, what do we got left?
So we got 8 clips of 556 FMJ, 3 40 mil high X rounds, a couple of 9 mil pistols, 4 clips between them. We'll make that work. Huh. Plus 2 phosphor rounds. And 1 block of composition C4.
Las granadas de fósforo que no quise utilizar con los insurgentes. Mira qué bien.
All in is not enough.
We've also got this.
It's old, unpredictable.
We work with what we got.
Our fuses are shot, but we can use the C4 to detonate them. Let's just hope they still pack a punch.
The vampires come from those cocoons. You saw how many there were in that vault? There could be thousands in there.
Should we blow them up? Burn as many of those motherfuckers as we can and head for the surface. What do you think, Sergeant?
Hoorah.
I'm not gonna allow him to carry a pistol.
We are way past that point now, ma'am. We stand together as one. Still got that med kit. Now'd be a good time to use it.
It's looking pretty late. I can only patch up 1 person.
Oh, no.
Press back home would have a field day with this.
Nick Curvo Salimbo, que se llama bien con él. Así, menos mal que no me han dejado decidir. Sí, a la prensa le encantaría, a la prensa de izquierdas. Ay, qué bonito, qué tal. Que sí, que es muy bonito. Lo reconozco, pero... Tienes razón, a la prensa le encantaría. Salim está curado. Bien. Aunque, ¿qué pasa ahora con Nick?
We should search this place before we move out.
Sí. A ver. Anda. ¿Podría tocar eso con la guitarra? Notas de Mary. La esposa, supongo, del explorador jefe ese. Interesante. Espera, no, que quiero leerlo. Es totalmente Prometheus. ¿Y dónde están los cadáveres de los exploradores? A ver. What? The fuck was that? Un tío con gafas. ¿Quién es esa? O sea, que no encienda el mechero. Sea cuando sea eso. Vamos a hablar con...
I found something.
How confident are you that they'll work?
They'll work. I should have said it sooner, but I'm sorry about Eric's death.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Rachel, I just want you.
It's nothing. I'm just cold.
Uf, peligro con esta. No quiero otra segunda infectada que me joda el grupo. Tenía que haberme deshecho de la otra antes, pero bueno. Pensaba, como dije, que iba a ser más útil. Que se iba a sacrificar por el grupo o algo. ¿Sabes qué te va a pasar a ti, amiga? No es que lo remediemos. O sea que murieron todos.
The bones of this temple are drenched in blood. We have set foot on an uncharted shore and roused something ancient and wicked. A blasphemy that comes in
Los británicos siempre
indescribable
jodiéndola.
shapes and forms. For eons we lived as children in this world, unaware of the horrors that slumber beneath our feet. Now we have blindly thrown open the gates to madness. I fear being taken, but I must do what I must. We must seal this place for eternity, for all mankind. Mary, I'm sorry.
Esto fue el final de la expedición. Pues sí que llegaron lejos. Para tener los medios que tenían. Voy un momentito al baño. Necesito, es una urgencia. Bueno, ya estoy.
None of them made it out alive.
No. ¿Y algo ahí? No, una caja. Sí, Van Huyten, holandés. Esto es como el Como el Ash, ese, el androide de Alien.
Not for him. Is it really all about these tablets?
Sí.
What I wouldn't give to see daylight again.
Daylight and a cold one.
Rachel,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss. Eric was a good man.
He was.
Hablemos con Salim. No queda nada que yo sepa. No. Ok.
It's singing. Are you okay?
No.
There's meaning here.
It's a language formed from chords, musical scales, sonics. Mary was a pianist. She deciphered it. She thought these carvings represented the stars. Do you see? It's Cetus, the whale.
We're a long way from the night sky.
It's a mystery. According to the journal, there was only one scale of sound in the device. But Mary was studying it alone. I think there may be another. I'm going to need your help.
What can I do?
This console is too big to operate single-handedly.
Qué originales. Los alienígenas.
Isn't that something? Mary believed that these creatures were once peaceful. Their language was one of music. How could they not feel emotion?
Sí, emoción
The
de
tragedy fell
matar.
upon them. Their great empire collapsed. Their music fell silent, and they turned on each other. What happened? Sickness? Madness? What turned them from architects into killers? Whatever it is, it twisted them. Now they're creatures of hate. Animals. Dead things. No one left to kill. So they slept. And they waited. They waited for us.
¿Qué coño? No grites. Necesitamos esa granada.
Rachel, look at me.
She has it. It's inside her.
What the fuck? Joder. La visión. Ahí llegaron. Okay.
I'm sorry.
¿Cómo? No. Se quería suicidar. Espero que no sea otro error. Hombre, son 3. Si se convierte, supongo que la podrán eliminar.
They came from the stars. This isn't their home. It's an ark.
Do something! She's turning into one of them!
I'll put her out of her misery. Hold her the fuck down.
There's gotta be a way we can't lose her!
There's no other way. Hold her down.
Remember what happened to your friend Clarice? It won't be pleasant if Rachel turns too.
¡Ah!
Kill me. I'm trying.
Fuck Rachel.
No.
I have to put you down.
No decir nada. Oh. No sé qué alternativa tenía. No tenía alternativa. Se iba a transformar. Ya vi lo que había pasado con la otra. Joder. Me cago en la puta. Hombre, la relación ha bajado, desde luego. Qué desastre todo.
Had to be done. Stand up, Sergeant K. Those things aren't done. They'll have heard the gunshot. We need to move the fuck out.
Uf. Uf. Oh God. Tenía que hacerlo, tenía que hacerlo. Aprendí mi lección con Clarice.
You seeing what I'm seeing?
Those mounds are made of cocoons. Thousands of them. If we set the charges there, they'll all burn.
Shit, they're hatching. We gotta move. Quick. Okay, listen up. We've been hit hard tonight. We lost brothers. Rachel's gone. So's the Colonel. But now, it's time to get some payback. We plant charges on as many of those clusters as possible and then detonate them remotely. Second those charges go off, we haul ass to the exit. If luck is on our side, we'll do more than fry a few vampires. Create a diversion. So, you ready?
I am.
Okay then. Let's get loose, kids.
Okay. Who's going to place the dynamite?
Oh, no me hagas decidir.
All right, fuck it. I'll do it.
You're crazy. We'll do it together.
Nah, the more of us down there, the more chances we'll get seen.
Tengo que ser
Take the
sigiloso.
detonator. If I don't make it,
Nick!
hear me out. If I don't make it, I want you to blow those charges. Just don't go getting trigger happy on me.
Every step of the way, you keep in radio contact.
And if there's no radio signal, then I'll pop a flare. See it go up, you hit that detonator.
Be quick and be safe.
Uf, qué estrés, qué tensión. ¿Me puedo inspeccionar?
I can't make it out. Is that one of them? What is that? There's one ahead of him. To his left.
Nick, the cocoons are...
First dynamite is down. Over.
Uf, creo que lo he hecho bien.
Which way? Left or right?
Oh no. Ese hijo puta. Oh no. No. Qué tenso. Qué tenso. Vamos, Nick. Vamos.
Holy shit.
It's getting kind of hairy down there, brother. Why don't you ditch the rest of those charges and head back?
Look at that, man. It's the mother lode.
It's too far.
No hemos llegado aquí para irnos de manos vacías.
Going for it.
Soy valiente. Tengo que estar muy atento y muy concentrado.
This is way too easy. Oh no.
What is it?
There are too many.
No.
He's a dead man.
Sweet baby Jesus.
No.
Wait! What will warning him do now? There is no way out.
No, hombre. Sí,
Hey, how's it looking up there?
hay que avisarle. Hay que
You
avisarle.
know he won't make it.
Hay que avisarle.
Let him finish his work.
No. Le aviso, le aviso.
He won't even feel it when it comes.
It's clear, Nick.
No.
You're all clear.
No, hombre.
Good to hear. Placing charges now.
Oh. Pues no lo he visto. Vamos, Nick, puedes conseguirlo. Puedes conseguirlo. Hay que crear una distracción en otro lado. Una distracción en otro sitio. No.
Charges in place.
Ayúdame. Oh. Joder. Mal. Pobre Nick. Puede tirar una granada o algo para distraerlos, no sé. ¿Está vivo? ¿Está vivo? Nick.
Does anyone copy?
I hear you, buddy. What's your position?
I'm 200 meters from the door. Bearing 320. But I'm injured. I need help.
Sí, vamos. Lo mínimo que podemos hacer. Joder, este capullo. Vamos. Quiere matar a este cabrón. Hola, descansa en fucking peace.
I got you. Move out!
Oh, pues quedan todavía. La humanidad todavía está en peligro. Sí quedan algunos. Se ponen más huevos o lo que sea eso. A ver, tengo que estar atento.
Where the fuck is Celine?
Salim, no me falles ahora, muriendo.
Charges were a godsend. Feels like this whole damn place is coming down. Celine, he's still alive. Celine, come in, man. Are you there?
I am surrounded. I'm in real trouble here. Vampires. So many vampires.
What's there to think about? We go back down there. We die with them.
No.
No way I can make it out alone, Jace. Come with me.
No puedo, no me hagas escoger entre los dos.
He ain't one of us.
¿Cómo que no?
You're wrong. Salim is one of us now. Marines don't leave their own behind.
Bien dicho.
You hearing me, Salim?
If I don't make that, tell my son I did everything I could.
Tell him yourself. I'm coming to get you.
Es lo que haría yo también. En la vida real. Nick, asegura la salida al menos. ¡No! No da tiempo. No da tiempo. A ver. No me acordaba qué botón era. No, me mata, sobrevive.
Jason! Seriously, just throw that thing at me.
I did.
Let's get out of here.
Vámonos. Simplify.
Takes more than a few bats to kill you.
Oh man, that was unfucking believable. Those things were all over us, but me and Salim busted through them like it was the last down of the goddamn Super Bowl.
¿Qué pasa? ¡Ey! ¿Qué pasa? Se acabó el juego. Ah. Se acabó el juego ahí tonto. Por el momento.
Listen up. We're not out of the woods yet. What I see in front of me, you're the best. Fuck that. Best of the best. We will get home.
Ay, sí, lo siento por el coronel y la doctora. Me quedé salvar. Hice lo que pude para salvar a todos. Lo mejor que pude.
Fine. I'm right behind you. What's up?
No sé. ¿Qué pasa? Tú otra vez. Hijo de puta. Joder, está yendo un poco raro. Matadla. Vamos, Nick. Bien hecho.
She was dead the moment they lay hands on her.
Girl just didn't know how to stay dead.
¿Pero qué hacen? ¿Dónde se han metido ahora?
We can get out. We just have to climb.
Al fin la luz del día.
You still with me, buddy? We got two alive. Very fucking ready to go home, Marines here. This is Bellman 2-1 actual to Coyote 2. Radio check, over.
This is Coyote 2, solid copy. Evac units are being prepped. ETA 5 hours. Wait. Over.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. We fucking did it!
Look around you. So quiet.
Hello, sunshine. Am I happy to see you?
I must return home to my boy. He must be worried about me.
What the fuck?
Oh no. Not again.
Mierda, y el apoyo aéreo ahora vendría de puta madre. Apoyo aéreo. Vaya cagada el coronel. En verdad mía, pero bueno.
Seal the exits! We hold them here!
Debería informar por radio. Pesados, así no se dejan en paz ya.
When's the sun back? You tell me, I don't know shit about space. Contact!
Que vengan los insurgentes a ayudar. No. Pesados.
Push those motherfuckers back to hell! There's too many of them! I'm almost out!
Fuck are we gonna do?
Fósforo blanco.
Where's the ammo? These are fucking flames.
Fuck it! We use what we got.
It's been interesting knowing you.
Eso, encantado de conoceros, más bien. ¿Qué le pasa al audio? Bien hecho, bien hecho. Salim, tú te toca, vamos. Vamos, Jason, tú también. Buen trabajo. Los tres. Uf, qué tensión. Es mucha tensión, ¿eh? ¿Ayudarle? Bueno, por lo menos quedan cadáveres ahí para probar a los... Cuando venga el ejército. Para probar que es todo cierto. Uf. Joder, ¿cómo habría sido esto como apoyo aéreo? Tengo que volver a jugar este juego, ¿eh? Y intentar salvar a todo el mundo y hacer las cosas bien, todas.
I need to see my boy. A souvenir.
Desde luego.
Shalem, wait. Good luck, brother. You wish Zane happy birthday from me.
Thank you, Jason. Goodbye, my friend.
Qué ganas de jugar a Uncharted también. Qué pena que no haya más Uncharted. Bien, Salim, te has ganado volver a casa.
Do you have eyes on the friendlies? There.
Get us the fuck out of here.
Una película esto, ¿eh? Mejor que una película actual. Me he montado una vez en un Black Hawk, aquí en Alemania, en una base militar estadounidense. Me monté en un Black Hawk de estos.
We've got 2 survivors.
Llevo un Apache también.
Turning to base.
Misión cumplida. Oh, lo siento por los caídos. Toca salvarles. Siguiente partida los salvaré a todos. Pues esa era mi intención. El bibliotecario este. Sí, 2 velas apagaron.
Freely they stood who stood, and fell who fell. Not bad. You've guided some of your charges to the light, while others have fallen to the darkness. Survival often comes at a great cost, a cost that others sometimes must pay. I look forward to our next encounter. Perhaps I'll choose a story that's a little more homely next time, somewhere you'll be guaranteed of a decent night's sleep. Rest assured, wherever it is, you'll find it extremely hard to leave. Until the next time. You know the way out.
Qué juegazo. Qué juegazo ha sido este. Tengo que ver el contenido este especial, a ver qué es. Adicional. Pero un juegazo, desde luego. Es como el Until Dawn. O sea, me encantan estos juegos. Lo que no tengo claro es la última tablilla que cogí que salía un tío con gafas. No sé muy bien qué es eso. ¿Es otro capítulo?
You're late, and you look like shit.
I just got off the red eye. What's your excuse?
Good flight?
Oh, shit movie, shit meal, no late
They cram you in the bag?
by the toilets.
Nice.
Coffee wasn't so bad, though. Good fucking muffins.
Did you read the brief?
On the flight. How's it going with the analysis team?
The ISG team took heavy losses, but it wasn't a complete disaster. We just had to scrape some of them off the floor.
Poor bastards. And the entities?
Like nothing we've seen before.
¿Cómo? Nada que no hayamos visto.
Kolchak Jason, First Lieutenant, Marine Force Recon.
The best of the best, huh?
Or so they advertised.
Fuck! Now how many times do I have to keep telling you the same damn story?
I understand. However, CENTCOM needs to iron out any irregularities.
Such as? The whole fucking thing was irregular.
Such as why you allied with an enemy combatant?
You weren't fucking there! Those things were ripping us to shreds. I don't give a damn who it was. We needed all the help we could get. I'd step back into that hell to save Salim. And that man was worth 5 of you people. Semper fucking fi!
Estoy de acuerdo.
And Colonel King?
What about Colonel fucking King?
How did he die?
He led us all the way to hell. Hell burned him up.
Joder, qué
They
juegazo este.
cooperated for an Iraqi soldier down there?
Republican Guard, if you can believe it. Must have made a hell of an impression for Kolchak to go back
Hey.
for him.
I'm dying to meet this guy.
Joder, con el mando en los
Nothing to
cojones.
show. He walked.
The hell's that mean?
By the time the extraction team got here, he was gone. Could be across the border by now.
Sneaky son of a bitch.
¿Quién?
Now I see why Kolchak enlisted his help.
The analysis team are still pulling specimens from the site. It's carnage down there.
They used dynamite?
We don't know how they got their hands on it.
No, I'm done. I told you already. It was a city, a goddamn city full of those things. There were cocoons down there. Fucking thousands of them.
How many organisms were still alive down there?
Too many. Overall's sake, they're all fucking burdened.
This is like Winterfold all over again.
Uh-huh.
Winterfell.
Ah, and here we have Colonel Eric King, our in-house genius. He definitely got more than he bargained for,
Those two are married, right?
in the loosest sense of the word.
That's quite the love bite.
It's a damn shame is what it is. The Colonel had a lot more to answer for. This comes down to Kalis. It mistook the temple for Saddam's weapon depot.
Piece of shit system.
I wouldn't say that. It's been a big find for us. We've been lucky.
This is your definition of lucky?
O sea que ya conocen esto. Ya pasó en otro sitio.
She was infected. Her comrades had no choice but to...
Parasite?
Extracted.
You read her profile.
Yeah. She could have gone far. If this hadn't happened. Are you still on for next Sunday?
Janet's making hot pie. You bet your ass we're on.
I'll never get used to this job.
Why would you want to?
At least this one was localized.
Small blessings.
So, what do you make of it all?
Doesn't matter what I think. Only thing that matters is controlling the flow of information. As far as the world knows, not a damn thing happened here.
Parece como el COVID esto. Fuck yeah. Si quiero tocar la guitarra eléctrica alguna vez. Lo dicho, juegazo. Juegazo, juegazo. Espero ansioso cosas de juegos parecidos o continuación de este o lo que haya. Supongo que no hay continuación. Igual que no hay continuación del Outing Dawn, por ejemplo. Hay otro juego ahí que quiero jugar también que se llama el Made of Scare. Está también en el Steam, lo grabaré, aunque no lo tengo comprado. Me ha gustado mucho este juego. Y rejugable. No quiero saltar nada.
You want to know what it means to be a killer? Think of the most profound thing you've ever done. The most beautiful thing you've ever created. And I promise you, it's nothing compared to watching the life bleed out of someone. To see the fear in their eyes. To feel them pawing at you for release.
Ah, este es de las gafas.
Pleading, begging.
Lo de luz.
That's true art. That's what you have to be.
The fuck?
An artist.
The fuck?
I've left my mark on the world. Have you?
What the fuck was that? Season 1 finale? ¿Cómo? ¿Qué es esto? Tengo que enterarme. ¿Qué es eso? Tengo que enterarme de qué era eso. Pero la última tablilla era de eso, porque salía el tío ese de gafas que ha salido ahí. Interesante. ¿Es otro juego? O sea que este juego me ha dado una pista de otro juego. Concepto muy interesante. A ver qué tenemos aquí. Ah. Pues... ¿Cuánto llevo de episodio? 1 hora y 20 minutos. Bueno, venga, vamos a verlo. Vamos a ver los contenidos. Ha merecido la pena.
The queen bitch finds out about this, she's gonna flip her shit.
Rachel and I, we know each other.
Sir?
The queen bitch you're referring to is his wife. Nice work, Hotshot.
Ashley Tisdale, welcome. Now, Ashley plays Rachel in Supermassive Games' Dark Pictures Anthology's House of Ashes. All right, Ashley, what can you tell me about your character?
My character, Rachel, is a CIA operative, and it is taken place in 2003 in the Gulf War. and she is on a mission to find chemical weapons. So she's pretty badass.
Wow. This is your first time doing a video game.
This is my first time, yeah.
Wow. So how does that process compare to maybe the stuff that you've done, on camera before?
I think that it's just very obviously a different approach to it. I do a lot of voiceover for animation series, so I would say it's more in line with that because you're in a studio all day and it's like you and the script and then also like some of the other characters, but it's just like kind of going through it really fast versus, one scene on a TV show or a movie could take like an hour to 2 hours. So you're constantly going through it. It's a really long process, but it's cool, it's different. You're wearing like heavy machinery on your head and it's like getting all of your facial expressions. So it's pretty crazy.
You're gonna just be like completely like so muscular by the time you're done. Your neck will be.
My neck is super strong.
Yeah, the strongest neck ever now.
Yeah.
And how do you prepare for something like that then? I feel like the script, it's not maybe necessarily you're preparing for particular scenes, everything is so varied. How do you really kind of get ready for it?
I pretty much, obviously read the script beforehand, but I don't spend a lot of time on it like I would another script, like either with a movie or a TV, because it's the same thing of how I approach animations, is that I know when I'm here, I'm gonna be with the director and they're gonna have me do it like multiple different ways because there is multiple different directions the character can go.
El director.
So if I were to fully prepare, I would maybe like put myself in this like, well, it's got to be this way, and I want to feel free to like be able to have them say, do it more sympathetic and do it more angry. And so I kind of don't fully prepare. I just know who the character is, and as long as I know the intention of what I'm saying, then I'm good.
El director salía en el
The guy who served me.
en el Until Dawn.
He was looking at me pretty strange.
Era el de lanzallamas.
Probably doesn't get to see a woman like you around these parts very often, especially one that's showered.
But with any series or film, there's just that one linear path for your character.
Yeah.
And with this, you have the option of
There's
living out
many
the
different arcs.
multiple. Yeah, how do you kind of keep it all straight or keep a continuity with your character through all that?
Honestly, I don't even remember half of it.
Vaya.
I think it's just obviously relying on the director, and the guys at Supermassive, they're just really great at knowing where we are in the storyline, and so it's just heavily trusting them. And then, just kind of knowing, that it's just gonna go. I can't, there's just so many different areas that it can go, and I could die in one of the things, and I could become a vampire. I can like live. It's just like it's so crazy how opposite.
It's got to be interesting too to think that someone's gonna like play you in a game and then maybe you'll die or you'll live or you'll like the people will be in control of your future.
I know. I think it's gonna be really crazy just seeing my face on like the character. Like that's gonna be so wild. It's so crazy how far video games have come. It's so much more cinematic and like the movies that it's pretty wild. It's like beautiful to watch, but it's gonna be crazy.
Now, I guess we have a couple rapid fire questions that I'd like to hit you with as well. Okay, ready for this? Okay, so bitten by a vampire or buried alive?
Oof. Yeah, bitten by a vampire.
Oh, really?
Well, then you get to live forever, so,
That is true. Okay, I never thought of that element of it. Things that you've shot so far, do you have a favorite scene?
I think my favorite scene would have to be probably early on between Rachel and her husband. It's a flashback, and it's them in the car, and it's a moment in time that kind of changes everything. And what I love about it is that it really shows who Rachel was and how it changed her to become who she is today. There's just so much happening in the game that it's just like a moment where it's just like really kind of stripped down and one-on-one, and I think it's a really beautiful scene.
Supongo que tengo que indagar en la relación de estos dos.
The guy who served me.
Hay un montón de cosas que no habré visto.
He was looking at me pretty strange.
My sole objective, Rach,
Joder, con el
is to
mando.
make you happy.
Cago en la
Doesn't
leche.
matter where we are or what we're going through, I'll always put a smile on your face. See, I told you.
So how do you get into that? Because I feel like, it's sometimes it's such a sudden change from one scene to the next. So how do you kind of really get into that moment so quickly?
I think how we've done it is that we would start off with the earlier stuff. So it's kind of like you're building to the bigger pieces. And yeah, usually the end of the day, we'll have like the biggest stuff, whether that's us like screaming and fighting, because it obviously drains us and our vocals. So, you know, they know to kind of like have us do the whole like action stuff at the very end of the day.
They're breaking through the perimeter.
You got any bright ideas? Now's the time.
It's really odd of being like, okay, now we're gonna be sweet, and now we're gonna be screaming.
It's
and then
hard
you're
to
gonna
go
be dying,
backwards.
And then you're gonna be back alive again, and this is a touching moment, and you're gonna die. Yeah, and the first time it's gonna be like a strange experience, kind of going off on your own and acting out that kind of separate.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting process to watch, and it's different from anything I've ever done.
Has it been hard to navigate doorways with the camera on? Like, you find
Oh, no, I take them off right away.
Okay.
Anytime I can get a break, because it is a heavy thing, and so it's just like most of the time I'm sitting on the couch with it like holding the helmet up, because it's like, you know, it's like a weight on your head. So it's pretty crazy.
It's expensive equipment. You don't want to like bang it on a door frame.
No.
Well, now that they've got you in the game, they can put you in anything.
I know. I'm so excited because I've never been able to play something like this.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. Cool.
Thank you.
No, eso no pasó. A ver, siguiente vídeo.
The creature has powerful claws and fangs formed from hardened, unidentifiable tissue. Two of the incisors appear grossly malformed and discolored. Blood is like nothing I've seen.
We always like to base our stories in some sort of real-world truth, a piece of folklore or a piece of mythology. With vampires, obviously, there's so much to choose from cultures all the way around the world. So rather than pick one particular legend, we thought it would be fun to create a monster that ties all of those legends together in some way. So we had an idea for a creature that lives underneath the ground and emerges every few years.
Ah, eso es lo que me perdí. El apoyo aéreo. Joder, tiene que haber sido épico.
The creatures that you see in House of Ashes, the winged demonic creatures, were actually once a intelligent race of cosmic nomads traveling through the stars on this big generation ship. They somehow picked up this alien parasite and it ravaged through their crew, and their ship went out of control and crash landed into prehistoric Earth, where it was buried under the ground in what is now the Zagros Mountains. Being a parasite, this alien slug needs to find a host body, a living body or a recently dead one. Once it invades that body, it grows inside it, killing the host if host is still alive. And its tendrils reach out into the host's brain and hijack its central nervous system, sort of reanimating it. It then goes on the hunt.
Esa escena tampoco la vi. Un montón de escenas que no he visto.
It
Eso tampoco lo he visto.
Adrenaline in blood. So in order to get the adrenaline pumping, it needs to terrify its prey. So it shrieks at them and drags the kill out until the blood is really, really pumping, and then it strikes.
You keep lookout. Fuck!
Look out for what?
We wanted to show the viewer different forms of the creature, making them think that initially it's a demon, then they think that it's a vampire, and then finally the revelation that it's an alien.
So just to explain where the parasites have come to infect some of our game characters, this shows a game character who's going through different stages, is infected, starts to affect the character, and there's a final look from that where the fangs are coming through the skull. So that's one of the developments of how our classic vampire is actually a host. Another example of that is an Akkadian warrior who's been taken over by the parasite, and again the fangs have come through, the vines are poking through the head. This human is now being taken over, his skin is dying, the parasite is trying to grow within. But we progressed that into looking at the design on the alien demon, I call it. This had to have very unique elements that came through from the head design. So we've got a very animalistic head here, but also we've got the fangs. These fangs are coming from the parasite that's within, so the fangs are coming through. It's almost deforming the shape of the host.
Oh, shit. What the fuck happened to your teeth, buddy?
We refined that further to what is our final head, where the ear is a part of the skull and it flexes open. A bit like a frill lizard, where the frill of the canopy comes out, our head is actually moving apart. And we've got illustrations that show that, where the head is dormant and is concealed, but then as it hears and wants to resonate, the skull expands open. And that then allows the creature to hear and pick up on anything within the environment.
With characters, it's always good to base at least some of it on anatomy that we recognise, and that provides a foundation for the vampire. It's bipedal and human in its structure, but we've just changed things, tweaked them, made them a bit more alien. So, for example, the ribs joined together at the sternum to form a rib cage, but we've expanded it out quite a lot, and some of the ribs are fused together to make bony plates. It's just to suggest that it's had a very different evolution from a human. We tried a version with human-style legs, but in the end, we went for a dog-type leg. It just made it more creature-like and more threatening. And we added bird-like talons on the toes, just to give it some natural weapons and make it into a predator. We didn't want to focus too much on bat reference, because we were trying to steer away a bit from the classic bat-like vampire. We did go for 2 sets of bat-like wings. One of the shots in the game is of the vampire jumping down from above, backlit with its wings out in an attack pose. And when we saw that pose, we decided to add an extra set of wings attached at the hip joint. It just really helped that silhouette.
The environment is very interesting because they can use not just the floor, they can fly as well. They can walk on the walls, but they've got claws. So imagine something really interesting in a cave where you've got creatures coming towards you, you know, from every angle. I think that visually is something impactful and very interesting to look at, and scary.
One of the interesting parts is the finding of those nuances and details that really bring the character to life. How does it move? How does it behave and act? We had motion capture, and then we had the more traditional computer animation keyframing. On the motion capture side, there were a variety of different setups that we tested. We had arm extensions, and then we had various different leg stilts that our creature actor used. But what was apparent when filming this was that it really limited his movement. So in the end, we decided not to use any of that, and he just performed himself. Basically, this gave him the freedom to really express that physicality in acting and gesture.
We react to sound like bats. We hear you, they hunt you.
The vampires have these head plates, these bony kind of gristly structures on their heads that click and vibrate, kind of like a bat's echolocation. They're used to survey environments and to locate prey. We went through a lot of different iterations, and we tried a lot of different things. Like I think I sampled keyboards and mouse clicks, and then used a scooter fender and a wet trainer, and it made this organic, clicky, squeaky sound. And then I had a friend of mine, like in the States, take a taser to a bunch of meat and a bunch of like organic material, and it came out a lot more aggressive. It just sounded meaner.
I got something for you!
And then the biggest thing that we had was this little tiny drum and a rod with fishing line in between it. So when you twisted a rod, it made this clicking and popping sound. So that ended up being one of the main tonal layers for it. But none of them quite fit right. But once we put them all together and like layered them all together on top of each other, then it started to actually work as a holistic organic thing.
Something entirely new to House of Ashes, which is a classic horror movie trope, is the vampire point of view shots, which we use a very wide lens and we use some perspective distortion on those shots, which helps sell the power and hunger of the vampires as they're chasing.
Es el negro del principio que estaba con el otro de la antigüedad. Supongo que era el que estaba medio muerto, que mataron luego, medio esquelético.
Bouncing off of walls and they're climbing on the ceilings and flying. At any time in the game, the players could be running through an endless maze of tunnels and We use very tight shots on these with a lot of handheld, a lot of tilt again to emphasize this claustrophobicness and this tension and not being able to see what's chasing them. And it's in complete contrast then to later on in the game where we see these grand environments that they uncover, which could be a temple, a city, or things like that, that we have these wide shots that really sit still and just let the player soak in that environment.
This is the most complex creature that we have ever animated in the studio. But the challenge is more than a challenge, is the fun to do it. Because it's not a real creature, you can push it in a way that you can use your imagination to make it more interesting.
We're facing an enemy we know zero about. An enemy of unknown size on their home turf. Sucks to be us.
Qué juegazo. Qué juegazo. A ver, siguiente vídeo. ¿Qué es esto?
September the 24th,
Ah,
1945.
interesante. El de la expedición.
When Lady Bradshaw summons you, you go. Mary and I were bound for our honeymoon, but the chance to dine with one of Britain's finest antiquarians was too great for us to miss. When we met, Bradshaw wore a brooch that caught Mary's eye. A Sumerian relic recovered from a dig site in the Hashemite kingdom of Iraq. After dinner, she showed us another find from the same site, a gold cuneiform tablet. She called it the final puzzle piece in her life's work, a map that pinpoints the tomb of Alexander the Great. If she's right, the tomb lies somewhere on the border of Iraq. Lady Bradshaw wants us to lead her expedition. I realize now that our honeymoon will take place in a dusty dig site in the Zagros Mountains. April the 2nd, 1946. We have assembled our team. Top of my list was my old comrade from the wars, Captain Sherman Crowe, the bulldog of Omaha Beach. We found him in Cairo, brawling for money in a Levantine drinking club. Crowe recommended an experienced dig foreman, Arthur Pullman, and in Haifa we picked up my assistant, the always inquisitive Aline Journeau. Lady Bradshaw insisted on the presence of her own advisor, Ellis van Hoyten, an archaeologist I know only from his poor reputation. Our team complete, we shall head to the Lebanon and from there by train to Baghdad. October the 21st, 1946. Crowe was the first to break into the tomb, an honor he shared with Bessie, that damned machine gun of his. It was a beast of a weapon, but it seemed to comfort the fellaheen doing the digging. This place has lain undisturbed for centuries. It is not the tomb of Alexander the Great, but a temple of an even older god king, the Akkadian despot, Naram Sin. We have been mistaken, but Lady Bradshaw still declares it a find for the ages, a discovery that will write our names in the annals of history. Looking out at this sceptred hall, I have no reason to doubt her. The catacombs beneath the temple are heaped with human bones. Aline has worked sacrificial digs in El Castillo, but even she hasn't seen death on this scale before. The Akkadians killed thousands in the name of their gods, most ritually decapitated, but others crudely slain and dumped in charnel pits, as though the slaughter had spiraled out of control. What plague or cataclysm demanded such a price? So much blood spilled. And for what? Whatever happened here millennia ago, it is a secret waiting to be discovered. Our work begins in earnest. 7th of December, 1946. Our finds have been so spectacular, I couldn't resist breaking out the champagne. As I entered the survey tent to pour a glass for Mary, I realized something was awry. She'd found Bradshaw's crate of dynamite. I tried to calm her, but she worked up a full head of steam, sounding off about the risks of using explosives at a dig site. She was right, of course. I feel terrible for hiding it from her. Just then, Crow arrived and picked up the dynamite. When Mary ordered him to put it down, he looked her boldly in the eye and said they'd found something below. The bottom of the chasm stank of death and was littered with corpses, fresh enough to be covered in flies. Crow thinks that local bandits must have tossed their victims down here after robbing them. I pity those hapless wanderers. The fear they must have felt as they tumbled to their doom. But this was not what he wanted to show us. An unearthly light pierced the rocks. When Mary asked us what it was, Bradshaw nodded to Crow, who broke open the dynamite. She said she intended to find out. Blowing a hole through the rock face, we found a gateway to a strange world below. A phosphorescence emanated from beneath, casting its eldritch light over us all. Lady Bradshaw was insistent that we descend further. Perhaps Mary is right, and Bradshaw is becoming reckless and uncontrollable. But I can't stop thinking about what's down there. I am now working with Crow and Pullman to set up a winch and elevator to descend into the shaft. What mysteries lie below, I wonder, undisturbed by the world above. "13th of December. Crow, Bradshaw, and I descended in the elevator. As we left, I was struck by the change in Bradshaw's temperament. She seemed eager, almost manic in the face of our new discovery. When we reached the bottom, Crow could not prevent himself from letting loose an oath. There before us, set in a dizzying vault, lay a city. It was loathsome, colossal, and sleeping. A great carcass built in some ancient age before men. Overcome with awe, I fell to my knees. "28th of December. God forgive us. For days we have studied this dead, silent realm and its entombed abominations. Now the horrors have come for my own dear Mary. Crow found her unconscious in the Star Chamber, her notes scattered around her. He carried her back to our supply room and laid her down in one of the cells. When Bradshaw learned what had happened, she was evasive about Mary's work down there. As I cleaned my wife's
Lo de la
face,
música, claro.
she spoke to me in a fever,
De la pianista.
sounding distressed and confused. I have resolved to keep a vigil over her. I pray her fever abates so we can escape this cursed place.
Y murió en la celda, que es lo que vi cuando estaba en la sala esa de suministros.
"29th of December. Pullman says the radio has been sabotaged. An expert job, with vital wires severed. Someone wants to cut us off from the outside world. Aline fought in the Resistance, but while she is undoubtedly capable, I refuse to accept she's responsible. Personally, I still harbor doubts about Van Hoyten, although without proof, everyone remains a suspect. All I can do now is place sentries on the expedition's equipment. 30th of December. Mary's condition worsens. This evening, I awoke from an exhausted daze to find Lady Bradshaw asking my wife more of her damned questions. Mary was babbling something about winged demons. At this, Bradshaw's eyes lit up and she asked whether Mary could sense them now. Gripped by delirium, my wife lashed out, clawing at Bradshaw's chest. Lady Bradshaw withdrew, and I was, after a while, able to calm my wife. "31st of December. Mary is dead. I sat with her in her final moments, telling her how sorry I was. Sorry for accepting Bradshaw's offer, for ever coming to this hell-forsaken place, for placing my vanity above our love. When Mary spoke about the end of everything, I knew she sensed death coming. With her last words, she made me swear to bury this place. "9 p.m. Something unholy has happened. As I sat with my wife, I noticed something in her hand. Lady Bradshaw's brooch. She must have pulled it from her shirt when she grabbed at her. Turning it over, I noticed that it looked like one of the creatures we'd exhumed from the cocoons. Were these the demons Mary had spoken about? Had Bradshaw known all along what we'd find down here? Then Mary's corpse moved. It was not my wife. It was something inhuman. It leapt at me, and only the bars of the cell spared me from its fury. The camp is in uproar. Workers are missing, and Lady Bradshaw has returned to the city deep below. No one knows why, but I can guess. She yearns for the same fate that befell Mary. She wants to be one of them.
Chalada.
1st of January, 1947, 1 a.m. The saboteur has struck again, sealing us in here. We are hopelessly trapped with those things. All around us, they shriek from the darkness. Crow has set up his machine gun, pointed towards the catacombs. Mary was right. We cannot fight that which does not live. There is only one option now. Bring the whole damn temple down on them. Even if it means bringing it down on our own heads. They cannot be allowed out of here. When this temple falls, my wife and I will be buried together, side by side. I owe her that, at least. The portrait that I carry in my watch case is the Mary that I remember.
Eso no lo he visto.
Not that thing in the cell. This was all Lady Bradshaw's doing. She knew all along what was down here. She led us to them. I found her below, hunched over the murdered corpse of Van Hoyten. As she turned to face me, I saw that she had changed. My hand fell to the closest weapon I could find, an iron tent peg. I stabbed her with the metal, impaling her in the
Esto no lo he
heart.
visto. ¿Me he saltado esos documentos?
She died. Unholy screams echoed from deep below, as if answering the sudden release of blood.
O igual esto sale en otras rutas.
They are coming. We must end it here, with fire and gunsmoke. If there is time, my last act will be to dictate this diary onto tape. Perhaps, if it is found in the rubble, it can serve as a warning to any follow us. The bones of this temple are drenched in blood. We have set foot on an uncharted shore and roused something ancient and wicked. A blasphemy that comes in indescribable shapes and forms. For eons we lived as children in this world, unaware of the horrors that slumber beneath our feet. Now we have blindly thrown open the gates to madness. I fear being taken, but I must do what I must. We must seal this place for eternity, for all mankind. Mary, I'm sorry.
Se suicidó al final, por lo visto. Rudolph, o Randolph. Bueno, pues creo que no hay más. Pues hasta aquí. Pues lo dicho. Lo rejugaré. Y intentaré salvar a todos los que pueda. Ahora intentaré hacer lo mejor posible. Bueno, pues nada, veredicto, juegazo.